Hey guys, what's up? This is kaozbender here again for yet another video, and welcome back to the road to Mario Kart 8. In the previous episode we had, needless to say, kind of a frustrating event, or a chain of events I might I add, with a finale to Super Mario Kart. We didn't really do all too great, but good news, things only get better from here on out. But before I say why things get better from here, well, from this game, well, starting with this game, rather, I want to tell you why I picked 100cc. As you remember, in the previous game, I also picked 100cc for all of the cups, and the reason why I'm going to do this for Mario, well, the reason why I did it for Super Mario Kart, and why I'm going to do it for Mario Kart 64, and Mario Kart Super Circuit, is because I am not, and maybe, just maybe, Mario Kart Wii. I'm going to tell you why. Well, in Mario Kart Wii, we'll get to that when we get to that, because it's, you know, it's kind of the ordeal with me in that game. But for now, for those 4 games, I might, well, for Mario Kart Wii, I might, fuck, what do I want to say here? Like, this is one thing, in Mario Kart's games, I really focus a lot, you know, I try to focus a lot, but it's either 100% commentary or 100% gameplay. So I'm going to explain this at the best of my abilities, and then I'm going to tell you why things get better from here on out. I picked 100cc, and I'm going to pick it for these following 3 games, and maybe for Mario Kart Wii, for the sole fact that right now, this game, Mario Kart 64, I actually attempted to record in 150cc. Why did I ditch the recording? Why did I not do it? Why didn't I keep trying? Number one, the amount of bullshit is kind of higher in this one from the previous one. Well, I would actually debate on that. It's kind of 50-50. I mean, the AI in Super Mario Kart was really cheap, but in this game we might experience something that is completely beyond bullshit, and I'm gonna mention that if that actually happens during my gameplay. But for right now, I am not too familiar with these games. Now, this Mario Kart being obviously the first one that I ever owned. You might be like, okay, so it's your first Mario Kart and you're not familiar with it, like, what the fuck? It's not that kind of familiar, it's just that I haven't played this game for a long time. I only played it when I came up with the idea of Road to Mario Kart 8, and I already had it downloaded for my, you know, for the Virtual Console on my Wii. But I didn't play it a lot before. I mean, I did play a lot of the game when it came out, and you know, I mean, not when it came out, when I had the game when I was younger. But right now, I am really rusty at these following 3 games, and you will see why. So that is the reason why I'm going to be playing in 150cc, to have a better time with my patience, and for me not to lose my temper too bad. Because even though you guys like to see me rage, I understand that there are some other people that go like, okay, can you please rage less? You know, it's kind of annoying if the only things that you say during the gameplay are fuck. And, yeah, for me to keep my sanity, I'm going to be playing these first games in 100cc. Later, however, I am going to be really picky about getting first place. Like, for example, in Mario Kart DS, in Mario Kart 7, if I get anything below first place, I'm just gonna like flip shit, and you guys are gonna see, because I am godlike in those games. I haven't played Mario Kart to DS in like maybe close to, let's just say, for example, 5 months or so. But the difference between that game and these games that I have played 100%, but I haven't played in a while, the difference with that is no matter how long I stopped playing Mario Kart to DS and Mario Kart 7, whenever I come back to those games, it's just like complete kick-ass and demolish, and just complete ass kicking, you know, to the computer or anyone who dares like fucking get in my way with those games. I know that I'm like bragging a lot, but you know, I'm gonna show you that I have the right to brag, especially in Mario Kart DS, alright? And that is why I'm gonna be a little bit picky with those, you know, with those games, especially with Mario Kart DS. You will see what true ass-kicking means. I'm really sure what true ass-kicking is in that game. Like, I assure you, it's gonna be the best thing ever. Alright, so back into the gameplay, and actually the story. And one thing that I'm going to be talking about with, every game is like how, for every first episode of the game that I'm picking up. This one, Mario Kart 64, I'm going to tell you, like, for example, how I got it, and I think I also mentioned this in Super Mario Kart, like how I got the game, my experiences with it, like how much I like it, how much I maybe don't like it, which was only the case for Super Mario Kart. But so far, this is the game that got me addicted to Mario Kart. And why is this? As you guys remember, I have said before that the Nintendo 64 was my very first console ever owned. And, close. One thing, you really want to avoid the trees. If you hit them too hard, you're going to go all bonkers and shit. But yes, as I said before, the Nintendo 64 was my very first console ever owned. I owned it at the age 6, and being born being born in 92, if we do some awesome math, I got my Nintendo 64 in 1998. And if you paid attention to the opening screen, you will know that this game was released in 1996. I didn't get the game, obviously, obviously I didn't get the game as soon as it came out because, I didn't even have a knowledge of games. And, I actually got it shortly after getting my Nintendo 64. I think it was like my range in between like my third and fifth game, not really sure. But I got it very, very shortly after getting my Nintendo 64. And this is where, this game is the one that gives me back like a lot of childhood memories. And one that I really want to share with you guys is like, this memory that ever since I have a, use of consciousness, whatever, me and my main family, now what I mean by main family is that, me, my sister, and both of my parents, ever since I had, oh my fucking god, is this really gonna happen? Okay, maybe it's not gonna happen. Okay, yeah, that's why you want to avoid the fucking trees, everyone. Ever since I have use of ever since I remember and shit, me and my family have gone to my grandma to my grandma's house every Saturday that we can. And we get together, we eat, we chat and all that stuff. And why am I saying this? Is because back then when I got this game, I took my Nintendo 64 every time I could to my grandma's house. And my mother having 4 brothers, which was really good because I could play with them really nicely. All of my games that I took. She having 4 brothers means that I had a lot of gaming partners. Well, only when I went to my grandma's house, because my sister was too young to understand these games. Alright, so why am I saying this is because I used to take my Nintendo 64 with him every time that I could. And even to this date, they take the time to remind me how much of a rager I was back then. I mean, just, they do it every now and then. They go like, oh, do you remember those times where you took your Mario Kart and you used to rage at us for losing and stuff? And this game brings me back so much. It just brings so many memories of my childhood. It is really, really awesome. And one question that I have for you guys, I know that I have, like I said before, I know that I have a younger audience, and just tell me what your first Mario Kart game was, and tell me what kind of memories it brings. And, that would be pretty cool to know. Alright, so let me see, I'm done talking about that, and another thing that I want to talk about is that I am going to be mentioning for example, the few times that I'm going to bring up older games to the game that I'm playing right now, for example, Mario Kart 64, obviously, is if I remember, or if it's fresh in my mind, the tracks that we can find in for example, later games. This first track is full of retro tracks that you can find in later games, and this is why. So Luigi Raceway was the first one, and that one, if you saw my Mario Kart 7 in-depth series, or if you have the game, that one is, that one appears in the Shell Cup for Mario Kart 7, obviously. The second one was Moo Moo Farm, and that one I believe is on the on Mario Kart DS. Not 100% sure, but one thing that I know is that it is a retro track. And as you saw before, Koopa Beach, that was also covered in Mario Kart 7 in depth. I'm not gonna be able to make it. I'm just gonna wait. That one was also covered in Mario Kart 7 in depth. And this one, Calamari Desert, is also in Mario Kart 7, which is really good. So in this track, I mean in this cup, we already have all 4 of the tracks making an appearance in later games. I'm going to be mentioning them if they come up later, but, well, other tracks, obviously. But so far, this is, well, what we have, and that was really good. So taking first place in the last race, that went a lot better than the past one. I think I barely got, like, first place in the, you know, in my failed attempt at recording the Mushroom Cup in 150cc. Just because I was, like, focusing on the commentary way too much, and my skills didn't actually, you know, they weren't at 100%. So that is one thing that I have to say about the 100cc. Sorry if you think that this is like a poor display of my Mario Kart skills. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully it was clear. And if you have any problem with it, well, just wait. Wait until we get to Mario Kart DS. I am going to be redeemed even if I play every game in 50cc. Other than Mario Kart DS, you are going to be blown away when you see what I can pull off in Mario Kart DS, dude. Just trust me, I cannot wait to play that game for you guys. So, this is obviously the award ceremony for Mario Kart 64. It like kind of makes tribute to Super Mario Kart in the way that you have obviously the first, second, and third place, but it brings back the fish that spits out the trophy. Really pixelated, but I guess it's okay for, you know, the Nintendo 64, and we have a really better model of the cup. As you can see, it is not like the highest tier of the cup because we are only in 100cc, but that's what's gonna happen. And yeah, it is going to be spitting out these little stars. So Mushroom Cup 100cc, we got a first place. Alright, that was pretty much it, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this first episode. Just let me know if you liked it, leave a like below, a comment, you know what to do. But so far, it's a really good time to say that if you guys have watched until now, and if you enjoyed it, a like and a comment would be really appreciated. I think I'm gonna drop the social media stuff. I mean, the links are down there, and you guys know. So, yeah, you guys have a great day, take care of yourself, and until my next episode when we take on the Flower Cup of Mario Kart 64. I will see you then.